Good day students, I am Amisha Shirodkar Pednekar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Botany at Parvatibai Chogale College, Margam. Today we will be seeing classification of pteridophytes from the unit Pteridophytes. Outline, we will be seeing introduction, the outline of classification and the characteristics of all the divisions. Learning outcomes explains the classification of pteridophytes. Introduction. Pteridophytes constitute a significant and important group in the plant kingdom as they are the first true land plants. Pteridophytes are seedless, vascular cryptogams and are often called as the spore-bearing vascular plants. They occupy an important transitional position between the bryophytes and the spermatophytes. W.M. Smith in 1955 divided the vascular cryptogams into 4 divisions. Namely, first one was Xylophyta, second division Lepidophyta, third division Calamophyta and the fourth division Pterophyta. Now each of these divisions is then subdivided into classes and orders. However, today we would be focusing on the characteristic features of the 4 divisions. The 4 divisions may also be known by other names as mentioned here. Division 1, Xylophyta may also be known as Xylopsida. Division 2, Lepidophyta may be known as Lycophyta, Lycopsida or Lycopodophyta. Division 3, Calamophyta may be known as Spinophyta, Spinopsida or Arthrophyta. Division 4, Pterophyta may be known as Pteropsida or Filicophyta. Coming to the characteristics, Division 1, that is Xylophyta, here the members have a rootless sporophyte which is differentiated into 2 parts, a subterranean rhizome and an erect aerial shoot. Now both these, the rhizome as well as the erect aerial shoot, have dichotomous branching. The rhizome shows the presence of rhizoids. These rhizoids help in the absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. The leaves are often absent. If present, they may be present as scales and spirally arranged like seen in Xylotum, or they may be present as appendages as seen in Mesiteris. Vascular tissue is mostly primitive, that is, it is simple and more or less like protostele with annual or spiral tracheids. Secondary growth is absent in members of Xylophyta. Sporangia in these members are born at the apex of the aerial shoot. They are usually solitary in members like Rhynia or maybe in groups. Sporophyll is not present in this group. The sporangia are known to bear spores all of the same kind. Therefore, these members are homosporous in nature. The gametophyte is known only in Xylotum and Mesiteris, which are the living genera, and it is unknown in the members of other xylophytales. The gametophyte is cylindrical or branched, subterranean and colorless in nature. The sex organs are partially embedded in the prothallus. Antherozoids are spirally coiled and multiflagellated. This plant seen here in the picture is Xylotum, which is a living member of Xylophyta. The green part is the erect aerial shoot, while the yellow structures seen are the synangia or the spore producing homosporous structures. Next division, that is Lepidophyta. In Lepidophyta, the sporophytic plant body may be differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Here the leaves are small. They are referred to as microphyllous and they show the presence of a single midvein. They may be arranged spirally or in an opposite manner or in whorls. In some cases, the leaf may have a small structure called as ligule at the base. If this ligule is present, then the leaf is said to be ligulate. The vascular system here may either be a plectostele, a siphonostele or sometimes even a polystele. Leaf gaps, however, are absent. The sporophylls are loosely arranged here to form a structure called as strobilus, also referred to as the cone. The members here may be of both the types, either homosporous where they produce only one kind of spores or heterosporous where they produce 2 kinds of spores. Seen in the picture is Lycopodium and Selaginella. Lycopodium is a homosporous pteridophyte. Seen in the second picture is a section of the cone of Lycopodium where it is evident that all the spores are of the same type. That means the pteridophyte is homosporous. In the second picture seen is Selaginella And the section of the strobilus of Selaginella shows very evidently that there are two different kinds of spores present. The spores differing in shape as well as in number. The spores which are larger in size and smaller in number are the megaspores or the female spores, and the spores which are larger in number and smaller in size are the male spores or the microspores. Continuing with Lepidophyta, antherozoids here are biflagellate or multiflagellate. The secondary growth does not take place except for in Isoetes. Now, Lepidophyta includes both representatives, fossil forms as well as living forms. Example of a fossil form is Lepidodendron. An example of the living forms are Lycopodium, Phyloglossum, Isoetes, Stylites and Selaginella. Moving on to the third division, that is Calamophyta. The plant body here, the sporophytic plant body, is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Most of the members here have a stem that is long, jointed, articulated, that is ribbed. It shows the presence of ridges and furrows. The stem mostly has nodes and internodes, and it is developed from the upright aerial branches which comes up from the underground creeping rhizome. The leaves here are thin, small, scaly and present in whorls at the nodal regions. The branches also develop in whorls from the axils of the scaly leaves. The foliage leaves are reduced to scales here. The process of photosynthesis takes place with the help of the stem, which is green in color. The stem has a solid protostele or a medulated protostele. The sporangia are borne in specialized appendages called as sporangiophores. Seen in the picture here is the sporangia of Equisetum, which is a little different as compared to that of the other groups. Sporangia are developed at the apex of the fertile branches in whorls, which forms a compact cone. The members are usually homosporous except for a fossil form which is heterosporous, that is Calamitous. Gametophytes, that is the prothalli, is green in color and may either be monoecious or dioecious in nature. Antherozoids are large and multiflagellated. The embryo is without a suspensor and exoscopic in nature. Calamophyta also includes both fossil representatives as well as living forms. Fossil examples are Calamophyton and Spinophyllum, whereas Equisetum is the living example. Moving on to the fourth division, that is Pterophyta. Members of Pterophyta occur in all types of habitats. Mostly these ferns prefer terrestrial habitats with moist and shady places. However, there are forms found in aquatic, xerophytic, epiphytic, halophytic as well as in climbing forms. Examples of each type have been mentioned. Majority of these members have a short and stout rhizome except for Angiopteris, which is a tree fern. The rhizome may be creeping, upright or growing above the soil. The leaves here either are simple or pinnately compound. When pinnately compound, it's mostly in the ferns where they are then described as fronds. Leaves are exstipulate in some groups, whereas in other groups they may be stipulate in nature. The vascular cylinder here varies from a simple protostele to a very complicated polystele also. Vegetative reproduction may take place by fragmentation, adventitious buds, tubers or by apogamy in various plants. Sporangia arise from the placenta in groups now known as sori. The sori develop on the margins or abaxial surface. Seen in the picture is sori on the ventral side of the leaf. These sori are protected by an inducium, a true inducium in case of Marsilia, a false one in case of Adiantum and Pteris. The sporangial development may either be leptosporangiate or eusporangiate. In most of the cases, the sporangia have a very distinct annulus and a stomium. Members here may be either homosporous or heterosporous. The gametophyte may be either exosporic or endosporic. The Antheridia and the Archigonia are either partially or completely embedded in the gametophyte. The antherozoids here are multiflagellated. The embryo may or may not have a suspensor. The members of Pterophyta are plants which are commonly known as ferns. These are represented by about 300 genera and more than 10,000 species. That's all for today's lecture. These are my references. Thank you.